Welcome back to the sports betting case study where I'm looking at seeing whether you can make money using a progressive staking plan on random bets. Now this update includes both week 16 and week 17 as I had COVID during week 16, but it just had one test running over those 2 weeks anyway, so not too much was missed. So let's jump into it. Quick reminder, the case study rules are that selections I have are pretty much random and they have a negative expectation. They're generally around 1 to 3% before commission on Betfair, and there needs to be a very high number of bets to get through these tests as quickly as possible. So I'm doing about 8,000 bets across the last test in the last 2 weeks. And there is a maximum loss limit and a maximum profit, which is both set to $1,000 either way. At that point, you stop. So the testing so far, so test 10 is what was run over the last 2 weeks, and again, it's ended up in a profit, which is really throwing my hypothesis that this should lose. So the running total of this is now up over $6,638, which is great for the account, but not what I was expecting. So still testing, still looking at what can be done. So I'll run some more tests and let's see if we can actually get a losing run in there in the next test or two to actually see it bounce back when we have that losing run. So let's have a bit of a look at test 10. So test 10 had over 8,200 bets. Now this was over roughly 2 and a bit weeks, so got through quite a lot of bets. It did have a very large losing sequence in there and got the max bet size out to $2,248, which is up with our highest bet sizes that we've had. And it made a profit. It recovered when it got to that bet size, and we ended up with just over $1,000 in profit. Now when I stopped it, there was still $201 in recovery that just won't be recovered as we've moved into a new test. And as I said, there's probably been a lot less bets in the last 2 weeks due to the World Cup being on. That has meant that there's not as many football games running, and a lot of the bets do end up on football games because there are quite a few of those. I would say the biggest sports of where it bets are football and tennis, just because of the large number of matches that occur each week. Here is the graph of test 10 just to see how it progressed, and you can see, as always, the first 1,000 odd bets doesn't do much until it actually hits a few losses in a row. And it just has that slow decline because everything is pretty much level stakes. It kicks in about the 1,500 bets where we're starting to do the progressive staking, and you can see it starts to climb from there, and then we hit some fairly large losses around 4,500 bets. It recovers from those pretty quick and then has another big loss. So it recovers from that again quickly, which would have been the max bet size that we had. Obviously it lost about $700, and then timesing that by the 3 to use our progressive staking, it essentially won those back over a few bets and recovered back up. There was another bit of a losing run in there, around 6,500 bets that recovered, and then it just continued on its way up with no real large bets again after that stage, and once we got over 1,000 we stopped. So even though there's a few mini heart attacks in the middle there where you're betting quite large, and if one of those bets loses, that's it, the test would finish at a loss. It doesn't happen. Again, it recovered. It's happened a few times now where it has recovered at that level, and we've ended up making a profit. That's pretty much it for this week. I will run another test in the next week and see where we end up. It is going into the Christmas and New Year period, so there will be a lot less going on. I think we'll probably only get around the 2,000 bets in the next week, but we'll see how we end up. And we'll see where we end up in the next test. Will it be another winner and continue to prove me wrong, or will we actually get a loss of over $1,000 this time? Till then, enjoy your betting, enjoy Christmas, and thanks for watching.